I'd mentioned in previous videos, I was reading a book called Home with God by Neil Donald Walsh, and I started over 20 years ago. I started reading his books, Conversations with God. I've read 1, 2, and 3, and it's taken me all this time to get back to reading, and now I've got back to his Home with God. But somehow, out of that whole book, I got this intense clarity about something. About beliefs, and how incredibly strong they are in your life, So I suddenly had this clarity about the devil, and it's been a long time since I've believed in the devil. And somehow, after I'd read the book, I realized it's like when we're little and we believe in Santa. And for many, many years, for us as children, for some of us, not everybody, but for those who believe in Santa, Santa's real. He exists, and the elves exist, and the North Pole exists in our imagination. It's real. Until we get to an age where we stop believing in it. But it is so real to us. The Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, all these magical creatures that we believe in when we're children, and they are so real to us. And I've mentioned in a previous video going to private school. I was sent to a Catholic school, and they made this picture of the devil so real. And I struggled with it because they made it out like no matter what you did, it was never good enough to get into heaven. And it was inevitable that the most of us were going to go to hell, because no one is that pure, no one's like Jesus that they can go to heaven. So for the longest time, I really suffered in that year that I was at this school, year and a half. And I started, one day I started crying. I can't remember what day it was, and I couldn't stop. Like, I'd wake up crying, I'd go to bed crying, right, until they took me out of that school. But my belief in the devil was made so strong, through this church, through this school. And up until then, it was talked about in the little church that I used to go to, but it wasn't. They didn't make it out to be like it was inevitable that we were all going to hell, that we were all so sinful. There was nothing you could do right. It had to be, I'd spend my days analyzing every last little action, every last little deed, every last little word to see if God would be angry with that, And many of us carry this belief our whole life. This devil never leaves us. We believe in it so strongly. But to me, it just became so apparently clear as I finished the book. To me, the devil is like Santa. Okay, it serves its purpose for a certain period in our life. And for many of us, we may decide to believe in the devil all the days of our lives, and that will keep you on the straight and narrow, doing the right thing all the time. And that's fine. But it's because you believe in it so strongly is what makes it real. And that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. When we believe in things so strongly, we make them real. With our minds, with our thoughts. You make them real. So that was my one moment of clarity. That I had many moments of clarity throughout the book, but the one that I took away the most was that one. Because the other one was when we were growing up, we were told about the boogeyman. And if you were naughty children, the boogeyman would take you away and you'd never come back to your parents. You'd never come back to your house. He would just take you away because you were so naughty. And I don't think I was the only home that was taught in, about the boogeyman coming to take you away if you misbehaved. And for a long time, as you're a child, you believe that this person exists, and you believe that that's possible. That if you're that naughty, if you're going to be that rotten on a certain day, you're going to make your parents' lives so miserable, he will come and take you away. And as a child, he is very real. In your imagination, he's very real. He exists because you believe in him. So for those of you, if you're in that point of your life whether you're not sure about the devil or not, whether to believe or not to believe, it's up to you. But the truth is, he's real because you believe in him. He stops being real. He stops having power in your life the day you realize he doesn't exist, and that's what you believe. Just like Santa. I mean, how many of us are 50 and still believing in Santa? I mean, I love Santa. I love Christmas. But we grown-ups, we don't believe in Santa anymore. And that's just part of life. So he stops being real for us. As what we imagined him as a child. This lovely man that would come with his bag, with his sleigh, with the reindeer. That's what I'm talking about when we think he's real. I'm not talking about the spirit of Christmas. I'm talking about the real Santa with the beard and, the red outfit and that whole thing. He was so real to us. And yet how many of us go into our adult life believing in Santa? So why do we go into our adult life believing in the devil? What's different? Because the church said so? Because the church said he was real? Because the church says he exists? A lot of my videos, if you follow through carefully, they're all talking about you thinking about where your beliefs come from. Are they true? Where did they come from? Are they from your heart? Do they come from inside? Or has it been passed down by somebody? The priest at the church? Has it been passed down by your dad? Has it been passed down by a teacher at school? What is this belief and where did you get it from? Where did it come from? Because what you believe in is real for you. Is real. And if it's something that's not making you happy, if it's something that's making you feel bad. I mean, I was 10 years old. How bad can a 10-year-old child be? For crying out loud. That I go to bed crying every night and wake up crying every day because I didn't want to go to this school. I didn't want to be reminded that I was naughty, that I was bad, that I was sinful was the word. It wasn't even naughty and bad, it was full of sin. So, it's up to you to look at your beliefs, to understand where they came from, to decide, are they true for you? Are they true? Do they have any value in your life anymore? Or is it old? It's past its, its expiry date, if you like. It doesn't need to be true for you anymore, okay? It's been passed down for like 400 years. All these generations have been saying this. But just because they've been saying it doesn't mean it's true. So here's a funny one for you, just so you've got an idea of beliefs and how they come about. And some beliefs are really nutty, but people will believe in them. Okay, so it's going a bit long. I might go into the next one, okay, and talk about that, because for the longest time I used to shake my head and think this is just nuts, but it's what my mum believed, all right? I love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'll share my funny story of what my mum used to believe when I was growing up. Bye for now.